How are you today?
I'm doing very well. I'm excited that the weekend is here. Trying
Yes.
to make the most of the year as everyone else is trying to do.
Yeah, I think we're just all hoping for 2021, right?
Exactly.
Right.
A fresh slate.
Fresh, something. Got to make something
Fresh
happen.
something, yeah.
I see the video in your background there. Ugly looking fella.
No, I think he's pretty badass. So, how's everything going on your end?
I'm good. It's just Friday here and it rained, so I couldn't mow my lawn. I still have to do, all the normal person stuff like everyone else. And, it was cold. And then I live in Texas, so it decided to get really hot again. So, yeah, I don't know. If I can only talk about the weather, my life is pretty good, right?
Exactly.
How about you?
That's I'm here in Boston, so
Oh,
this time
nice.
of year it gets pretty cold. So
I've always wanted to go to Boston. I love history, and there's so much history in Boston. I would
there
love to
is.
go and check it out. One day, it's on the list.
Yeah, once people can freely travel without quarantining.
Sure, sure.
No, but Austin is an awesome city. I was down there a couple years ago with some friends, and yeah, I
It,
wish I could stay there a little longer next time.
oh, it's everyone wants to move here now.
I know, that's what I hear. And I was contemplating making the move to Austin, and everyone seems to have the same idea.
Yeah, I mean, I made the move 4 years ago. I was in Southern California for about 17 years. And it's kind of funny because I do more musically now here than I did when I was there because I don't know. I think there's just something about a big city, and it sucks you in, and you get caught up in life, and like it was so expensive to live there that it's almost like I couldn't focus. And then now that I'm here, it's I don't know. It's great. I love it. It's a beautiful city. It's got a music history to it. Is there a huge rock metal scene here? I mean, a little bit, but
Maybe it's, bubbling a little bit, and then maybe it'll take off in a few
yeah,
years.
I mean, maybe we can be a catalyst for that. That would be awesome. I would love to be a catalyst to make it happen. But I mean, I love barbecue. I love
Me
it,
too.
it, it's kind of like Austin is like a big small town. Like when you
Seems
live in a
like
big
it.
city and you meet someone, you have to be so cut and dry and very forward because you know that you might not see that person again, like ever, right? But in Austin, there is a chance you will run into that person again in like a
Wow.
year. It's already happened to me like 3 times since I've lived here, where I've met people and I'm like, man, didn't I meet you at this thing like a couple years ago? It's like, oh yeah. I mean, it's crazy, but it's still that kind of town, and I hope it can stay that way as long as it can.
Yeah, I like towns where you have a sense of community and
Yeah,
it's people are kind of personable rather than,
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
ignoring you as like you're a stranger and they don't want anything to do with
It's
you.
it's the downfall of living in a big city because you feel like everyone, they want something from you. So you
Yeah.
kind of get to this place where you're always on the defense because you're like, oh, this guy's saying hi to me. What does he want? What does he want? And then here, like people will seriously will ask you. They'll say, hey, how's your day going? And you're like, do I know you? When you first get here, and then after a while, you kind of begin to go. You kind of let your guard down and become human again. And
Exactly.
you talk to people about your day, and I think it's great. And there's still a lot of people moving here from out of town, so you still get a little of that big city vibe. But I guess being an Austinite now, I hope that the people that move here know that, hey, come here to be a part of this. Don't bring that negative stuff with you. I guess whatever that is, just start fresh, man. Keep an open mind.
Yeah, come trying to be a part of the good change you want to see in the world.
Right, right.
I
It's
like
amazing.
that.
I've met a lot of people here that act the exact same way and want the same things they had where they left. but they left because it was terrible for whatever reason, whether economic or job or anything, you know, and I don't want to get into that, you know. But I guess I've always been in the mentality of, you know what, man, make a change for the right reason. Whatever that is in your life, you know, whether you're deciding to, you know, get in shape or quit alcohol or whatever, do it for the right reason. Do it for you and go into it with a positive thing. Don't repeat the same thing again and expect a different result, because it isn't going to happen.
Exactly. And I like that your lyrics kind of discuss very real and current issues that people can kind of listen to and maybe help overcome whatever obstacle or dark time they're going through. And
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what Unveil the Strength is all about. It's kind of this, you know, we're all going to get thrown curveballs in life, and we're all going to go through different things. And it's really kind of about digging deep and looking at those things in the face, and, you know, not being afraid to ask help, dig deeper, do whatever you have to do to get through those things. And in fact, I would say get through those things and look at that and be grateful that it happened to you, because it made you better. And I think a lot of people, they miss that part. They something happens to them, and they'll spend years later blaming it and going, this happened to me, and this is why I was never this or that. When the reality is, you kind of have two choices, you know, and it's very cliche. You hear it all the time. They can either make you or it can break you. And I'm just, you know, I mean, and I'm not the kind of person to say these things coming from a place of not having struggle or strife, so to speak. You know, I'm a combat veteran. I have major PTSD. I was homeless for 2.5 years. I've seen a lot of bad things in my life, and I still try to find the best in people, no matter what. And I believe that, I guess, if I could turn it around and make myself a better person, if I can convey that even a little bit to one person and make them say, hey, you know what, I can do that too. Or, you know what, I can figure this out, or I can get through this, or help them cope with something, then, you know, music is 100% worth it to me.
exactly. Amazing. And I mean, what helped you get through all of that? Were there any, I'm guessing music was there to help you through it.
Huge.
Were there certain bands or artists that you listened to that their lyrics really spoke to you and helped you overcome, you know, those hard times?
Man, quite a few. You know, I've always been a fan of, you know, and not just metal, but like, you know, I grew up in a musical family. So my mother and my 2 brothers were musicians, and then my father was in the military. So I kind of became all of those people. They say you become the 4 or 5 people you hang out with the most. So
Right.
I guess I accomplished that. But, you know, I grew up in a musical family, and my mom was a country singer, and my brothers were in a hair band in the 80s, and then they were in a reggae band for years.
Wow.
And so I grew up
fun.
with this like really vast variety of music in my life. And, you know, so I grew up listening to all the 80s bands, you know, Phil Collins, Peter Gabriel, you know, all the country classic guys, the Hank Williams, and for me, it was like I had this huge exposure to music, and I kind of, you know, I'm always a fan of big personality vocalists.
Mm-hmm.
I just am. I think it's something that we don't really see a lot of. I think everybody now is very, in comparison to like David Lee Roth's or Bruce Dickinson's or
right.
Phil Anselmo when he was in his prime. I mean,
or even Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, I mean, everybody had these larger than life personalities, and everybody, you know, was like thought these people were half crazy, and it's like there was something about that I always kind of grabbed onto, and I don't know why. I just was like, man, the guy is so cool. He just doesn't care. Like, he's so liberated with people, and he's so over anyone's opinion that he doesn't care what anybody thinks. And I think I try to do that too a little bit. I'm like, dude, I'm just gonna do what I do, and if you don't like it, look, man, you can't be everything for everybody. Like that's just the reality, you know. And so I'm just gonna do my thing. I'm not gonna apologize. And I think it's that aspect of them. So it really isn't so much. I mean, when it comes to liking bands or musicians, I think it's more of like I really respect certain personalities, and I really respect, like, there can be someone that's not in my genre completely, but the simple fact that, hey, they're just doing what they want to do and they're doing it for the right reasons and they don't care. I think it's awesome. I think that's the point. You know, that's the point of being an artist, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I've always admired artists or singers that you can feel the passion, you know, being emitted from them when they're on stage, and they're
Yeah.
just having fun and they're just feeling the music. I love that.
Yeah. Like, look at, like, another, I'm a huge fan of Mike Patton. Like, that guy has done, you can look at any of the bands he's been, and he's always been in like 5 at a time, right? And none of them sound alike. And I look at that guy and I go, how do you do that? Like, I'm like, I'm in one band. I'm like, come on, like, you know, or, you know, you have guys like, man, look, Corey Taylor, he's got a new band every week, right? I mean, I can't keep up with it.
Yeah, it's like, where do they get this energy from, you know?
I don't know, maybe sponsored by coffee or something. I think.
Right. Something secret.
I'm open. If anyone's out there, I'm open.
Well, I also want to talk about your rendition of the End of Heartache, you know, the Killswitch cover. It's so beautiful. I love the piano that you guys incorporated in there. What was your approach to doing this cover?
So this song, believe it or not, this song is probably about 2.5 years old.
Is it really? Wow.
And we sat on it, and I really didn't know when we were going to release it. I wasn't really sure. This was actually recorded before we did anything on the record. It was just something that just kind of happened. And there's a gentleman named Sean Townsend, and he has this YouTube channel, and it's called Killswitch Engage. And he's this piano player. And if you're you're from Boston, I know you know who KSE is. And his entire channel is nothing but Killswitch Engage songs on a piano. Like, you just want to kick back and dim the lights or light a candle, grab a glass of wine, and you're totally solid. And so I heard this version of the End of Heartache, and then I approached him and said, look, I'd really love to collaborate with you and, you know, sing over this. You know, I would love to do, you know, like this is a completely reimagined version of this song. This is amazing. And he was really cool about it. I mean, you know, he doesn't know anything about me. You know, he doesn't have any idea, you know, about my voice or whether I'm going to do the song justice or not. And, you know, I mean, it's, you know, it's Howard Jones, you know, no fucking pressure, right? And it's one of those things where we did it and it turned out awesome. And then we just kind of sat on it because I really didn't know when or how to release it. And with everything going on right now, between COVID and politics and the world we live in, I kind of said to myself, you know, man, I feel like a lot of people, you know, they're really hurting inside. You know, usually people lash out when they're in a lot of pain. When people get angry, it's because really inside they're upset about something, you know. And this song, it's a very sad song, but at the end of it, you really feel like you kind of come to a conclusion. You really feel like you have like a resolve. So I felt like if we release this song right now, if this could help anybody find that resolve, then, you know, that's when it's supposed to come out.
Yeah, I think it's perfect timing for it.
And so we did it, and, you know, we're really excited about it. You know, we've gotten a lot of great feedback. Everyone has been like, wow, you know, thank you for not doing it the exact same way Killswitch Engage did it, because a lot of bands cover songs, you know, and and it's a pet peeve of mine as well. You know, make it your own. You know, take a song and make it yours. Don't do it the way they did it. And
yeah,
so,
put your own stamp on it, right?
Yeah, and this was also something where, you know, compared to the other songs we've released, this is really different. It kind of shows a different side of my vocals and shows a different side of you know, what we could do as a band in the future, and kind of, I really feel like it makes us less one-dimensional. You know, it's easy to hear the first 4 songs and go, oh, okay, I get it. And then you hear this one and you go, oh, I really didn't know that singer could really do that, or, you know, could, you know, be that type of voice. And so for us, it was important that we, you know, I don't want to say flex or let the world know, but we do want to let, you know, the world know that, hey, you know, there's a lot to us. You know, we have a lot of layers to this band and what we can offer, and what we want to bring to the table in the future for fans. So
I love that. I love that you guys switched it up a little bit and, you know, showed a different side.
I mean, we're actually sitting on 5 songs and 2 videos, and we're, due to everything going on, we just kind of feel like, you know, we're gonna wait until 2021, and we're gonna hit the factory reset button on this thing, and we're gonna go with 2021, and then you know, finish releasing the songs we have. We chose to release all of our songs one at a time. We didn't really want to do a record. We really feel like, due to the way that people view music and look at music right now, it's kind of like you want to give someone, you want to be like the hot chick in the room. You want to give them something every month and a half, and let people consume that and really sit on it, and then release another song. And you know, our goal is to put as much content as possible with our music. That's why every song has a cool lyric video or a video, and we really want to make this you know, as much for the fans as we can, to kind of get out the message of the song.
Right. And so far you've released Unstoppable, War Inside Us All, and there was one other one, right, that you released, Hell's
Never Over.
Hell's Never Over, right. So
right.
Yeah. So you've released a few lyric videos and music videos so far.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
I think it's a very singles driven industry at this moment too. So
yeah, it's kind of come full circle. You know, that's how it was, you know, before my time. But, you know, in the 60s, you know, people were, you know, they were releasing singles, and then they would travel on the road to the different radio stations, and they would, you know, the Johnny Cash days, and they would play their songs at the radio stations live, and that's how they would promote it. And it's really interesting that we've kind of come, with all this technology, we've kind of come full circle with it, you know. I think it's good and bad. I mean, there's bands that are still releasing records. You know, hats off to them. I wish we were a band that could do that and get the result that they get. But if we did that, we know that we wouldn't. You know, we just wouldn't. Like, there's certain bands that are established that can do that. They have the fan base. They've been around long enough, they'll do it. But if you're an up and coming band, I think you kind of have to take a different approach. It's not necessarily a good or bad thing, but you have to think outside of the box now more than ever.
Exactly. Yeah, and it just seems like CDs are becoming a collector's item these days. Like, if you're a really big fan of a band, you just buy the CD as a collection item rather than, you know, your means of listening to the music.
Yeah, I think when we're done releasing all of the music, I think we'll just probably ask the fans, and if we get enough pre-orders, we'll do a run of vinyl or a run of CDs if everyone really wants that. You know, it's really about giving people what they want the most. But unfortunately, as a band, you can't just like make all this physical stuff, or otherwise you'll have coffee coasters for like a year and a half. You know, I know bands that have done that. They've bought, hey, we're going to run a 5,000 press of CDs, and I've seen bands on labels, and the labels made them do it, and they've got a garage full of CDs.
Yeah, it's crazy. The industry keeps evolving so much.
It absolutely it does, and now with COVID, it's going to evolve again.
Exactly.
And you constantly, as a musician, a modern musician, you really have to kind of have to have a couple of things going, and you kind of have to be really adaptive, and to keep an open mind and understand that, you know, hey, you can't always get what you want.
Exactly.
but you know, you have to remember that, you know, for me personally, you know, I'm releasing music for those people out there. That's it. Like, whatever happens, happens. I know that if I don't do it, it will affect me adversely. So I might as well just do it, right?
Exactly. If that makes you happy and that's, what you want to do in life, you got to do it for yourself first.
Right.
Right. Well, is there anything else that people should be on the lookout from Unveil the Strength?
Well, first of all, I want all of you to have an amazing Halloween, regardless of the circumstances going on, because I fucking love Halloween.
Are you dressing up as anything?
I am dressing up.
Is it a surprise?
You know what? I will. You guys out there, you can follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify. We're out there. If you look for us, you'll find us. www.unveilthestrength.com. We've got some fall merch that's coming out. We've got some leggings for the ladies, and we've got some cool new jackets out there, and some Unveil the Strength hats and beanies. But yes, I will post a picture on Instagram of my Halloween costume. It's gonna be fun. It involves
Can't wait
unicorns.
To see. Involves what?
Unicorns.
Unicorns. Wow. Very majestic.
Yeah, I know I'm not that guy, but that's the beauty of me is I
You
like
might
to be. Well, that's right. That's what I mean, I just mean in the sense of like, it's hard to read me. And I like that. Like, everybody that gets to know me goes, I had no idea that was you, or I had no idea that that's the kind of car you drive, or I had no idea that you like to do. It's just like, I like being that guy where, like Sir Mix-a-Lot, is my ringtone. And every time somebody hears it, they go, really? I'm all like, I like big butts.
Right. You can't lie.
I don't know what to say. I mean, if you don't like big butts, I don't know. I don't know if we can be friends. I mean, this is what it is, right? So
exactly. You don't want to be a stereotype.
No, you got to keep it fun, man. Life's short.
Exactly. Love that. Well, thanks so much, Mark.
Oh yeah, thank you for having me. It's always awesome that people want to know about our music and what we're doing, and I'm truly grateful.
I love it. I hope you guys have a great 2021, and hopefully see you on the East Coast here.
Absolutely.
Or maybe I'll travel down to Austin. I'll see you guys.
Hey, if you're in Austin, hit me up and we will get some barbecue.
I'm totally down for that. That's a promise.
It's gonna happen. I'll take you to the best place in town. It's great.
Love it. Can't wait.
All right. Thank you so much.